Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Cold Steel 4 and we are in Ulster, a different place than where we ended last time. Yes, after, well, having a look around the shrine, I came back here because I think this is a nice place to continue our rounds because we have a lot of places in the region to go and I think we have even a big boy hiding out here that we need to take care of. Another cryptid. So let's start today with going through Ulster and see where we end up being. And again, the animals have a lot to say again. One day we'll understand them. One day. Oh, a monster's been wrecking the vineyard lately. It's been really bad and I've had this nagging feeling that it wasn't any ordinary monster. It doesn't even bear thinking how terrible it would be if they attacked the town. Another monster in the vineyard. Hey Gabriel, good to see you. Oh, good timing. There's something we need to talk to you guys about. Yeah, and this is perfect. Oh, did something happen? Well, we got a message a little while back. You'll never guess who it was from. It was Toval. He's still alive. I don't know how he survived that explosion. It must have been some kind of miracle. He's laying low right now though, so we have to keep it all a secret. Wow, that's great. It's a good thing he told them to keep it under wraps. We wouldn't want word to get out about Prince Oliver after all. Yeah, but I'm glad Toval let them know he's okay. Well, we may not know what you're all working on, but we're behind you all the way. So, you know, good luck. Yeah, at least let us cheer you on. Thanks, guys. Your support means a lot to us. I would have liked to see Ein too. Oh well, I look forward to seeing her next time. Well, To's been visiting every now and then, ever since we first met 3 years ago. I'm really glad he's okay. He must be very busy, but I hope to see him again soon. Right. Do you have anything interesting for me to share? That's the battle guards. Alright. Oh, welcome. My dad's been drafted. I thought he would leave without saying anything, but he showed up me a letter before he left. It was something I sent him on his birthday when I was a kid. He said he's gonna take it with him as a good luck charm. What a thing to do when he's heading out for war, huh? We really don't do this kind of stuff, you see? I just had to laugh. The two of us were standing there totally awkward. Yeah, but it does sound like a very sweet moment if you think about it. It definitely does. I'm still in love. Alright, good. And we do go by the inn in this town. Might as well have a little rest. Well, we lost Ariel 17 years ago and Prince Oliver left for the Imperial Palace shortly after. It was a period of immense sadness. But when we heard his life in the palace, that sadness and loneliness became pride and joy. We were so very happy for him. I still find myself wishing we'd taken a photo with him and his mother. The incident took place a little before Sandy was born. I still find myself wishing that we'd taken a photo with him and his mother. Some pretty brutal monsters have been hanging around lately. That's why I've been called in. But I haven't been able to lay my eyes on even one of them yet. But Gabriel keeps losing the scent halfway. Maybe he's not a monster that lives in the area. Maybe they are just Jaegers. You never know. Oh, Prince Oliver's mother, Ariel, taught us a great deal about cooking. When His Highness came to visit, he would always be peeking into the kitchen. He certainly kept Mueller busy. These kind of memories are flooding back recently, but we won't be able to see him like that ever again, will we? Rean, should we tell her? I feel bad for her, but We still can't say anything about Prince Olivert. Even if it isn't ideal, we just have to keep what we know to ourselves for now. You have a point. Yeah, cause if it came out, yeah, that would change any advantage we have. After hearing about the prince, I subconsciously stopped bringing up Ariel. We lost two important members of our community. That's something that will never change. They were like family to us. Yeah, trying to pull on the heartstrings to making us tell her. But no, we'll be strong. We keep the secret.
Ah, how soothing.
Ulster risotto. Anybody upstairs? Nope. Alright, let's continue in this way. Ah yes, this monster has ascertained that our youthful residents have gone and has taken the chance to take in the field. I cannot be allowed. I need to think of a plan for the residents' future. After all, I am the mayor. We need to think about sort of a plan against the monster. It is the duty of the mayor to secure the well-being of the residents after all. I'm with the thought that... Do we have a quest here that I don't know about? I might want to check out the fields though. Yeah, power to you too. Oh, I'm sorry. Have you seen Blank? Just when I need her, she's nowhere to be found. Honestly, it's inconvenient for me that Blank has a tendency to do things at her own pace. She's probably running about the grape fields again. She's always been one to take things at her own pace. I really do wonder what's going on in that head of hers. For crying out loud though, she's not a kid anymore. She should at least have the sense to let me know what she's doing. Yeah, but kids gonna be kids. Well, today we're scheduled to open up a cask that Dad sealed 15 years ago. I was nervous before we open up a cask. We're proud of our entire selection, but this is definitely on the high end. So, brandy flavor can vary so wildly depending on the blend. I want to make Dad proud. Our work here deserves our best effort. And give it your best, that's all you can do. And the results will come. Alright, so once we're done here, we will go to the basin, but also maybe have a little bit of a look-see at the fields. Well, Prince Olivert's mother, Ariel, was such a strong, kind-hearted woman. I could never forget just how well she treated my wife and I, or all the home-cooked meals she made for us. The best you'd ever find. But now all that's left for us is our own loss. Even poor Prince Olivert, if I could see him again, would I even have the nerve to face him? Now's the time we settle things for our late prince and Ariel. If I were only a little younger, I'd be out on the campaign right now. Oh, perhaps he hasn't shown in recent days, but my husband always been a gentle soul, who awaits nothing more than our harvest festival. It wasn't until he started discussing the war with the mayor that his head got all mixed up. It stirs him into such a passion. He suddenly was so ill-tempered, so quick to anger. It's been a major cause of worry for me. My husband still grows ill-tempered and so quick to anger. It's been a major worry for me. I think this year's harvest festival being put on hold might have been the last straw for him. He loves it so much, you see. Yeah, I know. But war's coming. You gotta be prepared. And just them. More chickens. Yes. Though I've made inquiries at the cathedral in Heimdall many times, it seems the only possible way for people like Mayer to return to normal is to undergo some major emotional or psychological shock. As far as I've heard, it doesn't seem all that simple a process. Many people in town have already left due to the draft. I take my mission here is to help return the Mayor to how he was before. Good luck, cause any soul we can save, the better it is. Oh, Father Nagoro, always seems to be brooding over something, but the situation being what it is. I completely understand why. He shares his thoughts with the townspeople, and what's going on with the mayor must be taking a toll on him. I want to help calm everyone's fears and worries a bit. I do think harder about what I can do. Conditions just get heavier and heavier. Everyone is so mentally and emotionally exhausted, especially the poor children. I need to see if there isn't something more I could do for everyone. Just do your best. That's all we can do, isn't it? And we'll do our part and try to end the war as quickly as we can. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody here. I just saw both of them. Oh. Yeah, and the main reason why I talk to the chickens is that the map will make sure that we've talked to everyone and there's not a new type indicator still there because the chicken had something to say. Yeah, always checking it every single time. Papa and Mama are working at a place called Argon. It's really tough, so they can't come home yet. I hope they don't forget about me. I miss my Papa and Mama. I'm so lonely. No, actually, I'm not lonely. I have two sheep to keep me company. This is Gondor. He's a laid back. I've never even seen him run. Alright, that's all the creatures we have. Is there a creature here? One that wasn't mentioned? Maybe. Oh, wrong side of the fence. Can we get past? Oh, wait, we can't talk to them. Oh, all these fields here you see here are orcs. And they produce some mighty fine grapes too. We used them to make brandy. Orcs been kind of down today, so I'll just have to give these grapes plenty of DLC for him. That should help cheer him up a little. Oops, I forgot the uni I was gonna help in the fields today, huh? Yes, you did. Well, I've finally been drafted into the army like the others. I got my draft card just the other day. Thing is, I can see Ariel, the prince's mother, being happy with us going to war to avenge her son. Still, I have to go all the same. I don't really have a choice to opt out, now do I? Blank will have to take care of these fields while I'm gone. She can be a little spacey sometimes, but she got a good head on her shoulders in the end. Yes, I'm sure everything will be fine. Even if we wished it was a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm seeing nothing strange than the standard monsters we know of this location. One side is locked. It's not Embria. Another one goes to the Langdock. Yeah, I don't see anything weird walking here except the standard ones. Well, this is one way to go do our rounds. Instead of teleporting to one region to another, we just walk there. Yeah, those terrifying monsters, we'll just leave them be for now. Okay, I think this is how Edel said to do it. Grow flowers, grow, grow flowers, grow. Yep. She said that if you give them water like that every single day, the most amazing pretty flowers will bloom. Isn't that cool? Hey, Mommy, do you think we could get flowers like this back home? I don't know. Maybe we can ask Edel what she thinks. When she gets back, she might give you some seeds. You can grow some of these yourself. Yeah, let's ask her. Hey, guess what? Ida told me all about how to water plants. I wonder if I can make them super pretty flowers like these grow in my village too. I'll ask Ida when she gets back. She'll know for sure. Oh, Artem sure seems to have taken a liking to the Rest Lodge. It's no surprise. Ida's very nice, and it seems like even Gilvin will play with him on occasion. I feel bad that this bothered them when they must be busy, but it's also nice to know that there are such kind people around here. It's just as well he's making friends. He might not be able to go back home for a while. True. And having friends will make the time go better, go faster. Welcome to the No Stretch Lodge. Gosh, I feel so nervous being left in charge of the place. Idol isn't here right now. She left for an important errand this morning. I think she's meeting up with a friend and leaves. But that's about all I know. The least we can do is keep this place up and running while she's gone after all she's done for us. If it was for Idol, me and the family would probably be sleeping in some ditch somewhere by now. The least we can do is keep this place up and running while she's gone. After all she's done for us. So just let me know if there's anything you need. Not yet. Ooh, store-bought 40 CP pizza. Not bad. Oh, if it isn't the Ashen Chevalier in Class 7 too. Well, I take it you're reporting for the Crossbow Times right now. Well, actually, I accompanied Grace here. But things sure are taking a while. Guess this means the deal is not going too well. Alright, I've got to say that got me kinda curious. Is that so? Well, it's not exactly unrelated to all, if I'm being honest, so if you'd like, why don't you go head upstairs? We'll do that. It might be worth seeing who's upstairs. Well, it does indeed sound interesting, at least. Ooh. Oh, you guys. Instructor Thomas and the lady from the Crossbow Times. Oh, good to see you two again. Ah, Rean, Toa, it's been quite some time. It seems I missed you in Erin, like a ship passed in the night, aren't we? Yeah, and guys and Rosine told us you'd been there. So, who's your friend over here? Well, I've seen you around, but I think we've ever actually spoken. Those eyes. He must be blind.
I had better make a formal introduction.
Marcel Nielsen.
I am Marcel Nielsen, freelance journalist.
Of course, I've been already heard all about you. The redoubtable Miss Herschel, Class 7 and the Ashen Chevalier alike. Or perhaps it would be more accurate to call you the ultimate sacrifice of the Great Twilight. How do you know that? Well, no one thinks it is business. Mr. Nielsen told me everything I know about journalism. He's even won a Pulitzer Prize, several years in a row at that. He's covered the mysterious incident in Liberal, the DG cult incident, even the annexation of Crossbell. Wow, that's an impressive resume. Well, I remember hearing about you, but what are you doing here with Grace and Instructor Thomas? Well, first off, allow me to apologize for not helping you during the little incident on the Pentagruel. You see, there was a certain something I had been searching for at the time. An artifact passed down through the Imperial family, the final volume of the Black Records. You mean the secret book you and Rean were deciphering? Between flame and earth, the wavering darkness begins to spin the tale of the end. First, the conflict of the great gods of the second pillar. Second, the fusion of earth to flame and the completion of 7 vessels. Third, the beginning of the 1,000-year city and the acceptance of the Graal. Fourth, the disappearance of the Holy Beast and the catastrophe of the Whispering Dragons. Fifth, the recapture of the capital and the Vermilion Curse. Sixth, the Lion's War and the sacrifice of the Holy Maiden. Seventh, the appearance of the giant pillar in the north and the unwanted child. Eighth, the sacrifice of the village and the 100 Days campaign. Ninth, the grey-blue tree to the east, and the appearance of the cursed castle. Thus the 1,000-year-old wish was fulfilled. When the sacrifice is made and the ancient blood flows, the path to the Graal of Erebos shall open. When the tainted holy beast is pierced by the blade of the world's end, and its blood fills the Graal, the great twilight shall fall upon the land. So there's actually more to it than that? Well, that's what His Majesty told me when I visited him at St. Ursula. There is an additional volume related to what will happen after the Great Twilight. Sadly, however, His Majesty never read it himself. Whoa, it can record even the future? Well, that's artifacts for you. They operate on a whole different kind of logic. All that stuff about the recluse cube back in Liberal? Whoosh, right over my head. I think all of us are at a loss over it, to tell you the truth. Lucky for you, Mr. Nielsen's already gotten hold of the last volume, right? Huh? Oh, right on the money. My. This must be the work of the 8-leaf skull famous unclouded eye technique, no? It is as you say. I possess the final volume. It took a month of searching all throughout the Empire. And, curiously enough, though my own eyes are themselves clouded, I can still read the contents of the book. That this is the final volume of the Black Record is an unmistakable fact. Naturally, once I heard about it, I set about negotiating a trade. In the end, we settled on a very simple condition. All you have to do, Rean, is give Nielsen an interview. Huh? Me? But... don't worry, I don't actually plan on publishing it. I've already pieced together a few basic facts from your lineage alone, as well as the unfortunate position you've been placed in. Nevertheless, it is in my nature to seek out the truth. I want to find out exactly what's going on here in Erebonia. And what better way to get said truth than to ask the one of the people directly involved? Everything heard puts you at the center of all the strange happenings that have occurred here over the past few years. I'd be happy to give you the last of the Black Records in return for answering a few of my questions. Rean. Oh, goodness me. Bossy told me you were perceptive, but it's rather unnerving just how much you already know. What do you say, Rean? The decision ultimately lies with you. Well, having a glimpse on the future would be extremely useful, so why not? The war is only 5 days away. This could help allay the situation, if only a little. I guess so. Yes, give Nielsen an interview. Alright, you can ask me anything you want. You have my thanks. Oh, I really appreciate this, Rean. Hey, you mind if I sit in on the interview? Oh, I'm joining in too. No journalist worth his salt would let a chance like this get away. Toa, Thomas and Grace remained in the room while everyone else left to wait outside. Thus did Rean's interview with the blind journalist then begin. Now, Rean, I understand that Thomas was your history teacher, and given Miss Herschel's grandfather's expertise, I'm certain she knows her fair share as well. So I'd like to press right on and get to the heart of the matter, if that's alright with you. Yeah, sure. I have to admit, I'm feeling a little nervous. You can go ahead and start whenever you're ready. I can't let my nerves get to me. Let's begin with a quick synopsis then. As it stands, the Great Twilight phenomenon is currently enveloping the whole of the Empire. The force behind is called Operation Jormungandr, while the resistance against them is referred to as Mil Mirage. Moreover, the key factors of this entire dilemma are the 7 Divine Knights, as well as the 2 Septarians they had been forged from. A great number of the implications behind these events are too much for humanity at large to handle. They make the history of our entire species feel trivial, meaningless even. But if we seek out truth with an open mind, I believe there's more awaiting us than mere existential dread. what's happening here goes beyond just Erebonia. There are a myriad of different factors at play. There are? Ah, I see. Sounds like this is about to get deep. Just how much does this guy know? One of those factors is of course the Erebonian Empire. Thanks in part to the Arnor family own allegiance to neither the clans of Earth nor Fire. They quickly rose to prominence. Thus today, Erebonia stands as one of the oldest nations, states in Zamuria. With the help of the Septarian Church, it's quickly expanded both in territories and its influence. That spectacular growth was also what gave birth to the Empire's unique system of class, all of which accumulated 250 years ago with the War of the Lions. There are plenty of intriguing rumors regarding what happened behind the scenes, but that's not quite what concerns us at the moment. What does concern us is what happened in the wake of the war, something that's exerting an influence on the world even today. Do you know what this is I'm referring to, Rean? I think so. Post-war renaissance, severe decrease in population, advancements in weapon technology. Well, all of them definitely has a point. I'm gonna say advancements? No, after the War of the Lions, because advancements in weaponry usually go hand in hand with war itself. So I'm gonna say the post-war renaissance? You mean Drago's post-war renaissance, right? A whole lot of innovations were introduced during that time, stuff people couldn't even dream of back in the Dark Ages. It helped make the country what it is today, making a huge leap forward in law, economic and culture alike. The founding of Thor's military academy is a perfect example. Oh, that's right, because anyone can enroll regardless of class or nationality. It helped a lot of comrades get into the Imperial Army or obtain government posts. Thinking about it like this, you could also say it indirectly led to the formation of the noble and reformist factions, and even the Civil War itself 2 years back. Right, and the noble faction would never have been so militant if those class distinctions hadn't been so pronounced to begin with. Oh, that likely had repercussions beyond the army and the government as well. Very good. It seems we're more or less all on the same page. Let's move on to the factors at work outside of Erebonia then. Now I realize that that's a rather broad description to use. So for our purposes we'll narrow it down to Liberal, Northumbria, Jurai, Nord and Crossbell. Calvert uses borders, the country of course, but that really deserves to be in a category of its own. Whether the North Highlands count as part of the Empire is up for contention. And Crossbell has been contested territory for hundreds of years. But these territories weren't under Erebonian rule when the Empire was first founded. Even so, the impact on imperial matters back then was by no means small. We have, for instance, the North Highlands, where then Prince Tricles began his campaign, and Liberal found itself caught up in the 100-Day War due to the massacre at Hamel, a tragedy born of conflict within the Empire class system. Of course, it goes without saying that each of those situations began from within Erebonia, but there was one specific event not directly connected to the Empire but still had a great influence on its future. Does anything spring to mind, Rean? Let's see. What highly influential event occurred outside of the Empire? Then definitely not the North, because the North is part of the Empire, is it not? Or do we count it as a separate thing? Again, all three could be it, But I'm doubting if it's going to be the Northumbrian disaster or the Jurai's major resignation. Let's see. The Major Jurai. Plenty of citizens called for him to resign, but the one who instigated the crisis was definitely an Imperial. It doesn't quite match up with what we're talking about here. The only thing I knew of Fistabil is the Salt Pail, the one that appeared during the Northumbrian disaster. We still don't know exactly what caused it, but this definitely wasn't the Empire. A natural disaster like that would surely have had far-reaching consequences. Oh, that's true. It set up for the sequence of events that led to Northumbria changing from a principality to an autonomous state. Many refugees fled to Erebonia, and the newly established Northern Jaegers found plenty of chances for employment, as they were hired by Erebonian nobles for proxy wars. And Northumbria trouble spilled over to its neighbors in the west. Jurai's resulting economic hardship were just what the Empire, or rather, Chancellor Osborne needed to turn his people against Crow's grandfather, which resulted in Jurai's actions. Okay, now I can see why this is slightly more impactful than the Jurai one. Yeah, that's exactly right. I see. When do you think of it that way, you can really start to glean the wider impact that disaster had on the world. Even the Imperial Liberation Front's creation can be traced all the way back to it. Quite right. It's an event that certainly deserves our consideration, if we aim to properly unravel the goings-on of the Empire. Let's conclude by moving over to the happenings to the east. Again, to narrow things down, we'll specify east to mean Crossbell, now a part of the Empire and the Republic of Calvard. We may end up bringing other powers on the continent into discussion, but for now, let's focus on these two. Calvard was fought with the Erebonian for control of Crossbells for centuries now. About 100 years back, their monarchy was overthrown and the Republic established. Then, 72 years ago, Calvard and Erebonia negotiated shared rule of Crossbell, effectively turning it into an autonomous state. But 30 or so years before that, Crossbell was actually a part of the Empire. Were you aware of that? Come to think of it, I think we did touch upon that in our history classes, if only just barely. Well, I guess an Imperial school wouldn't want to give a lot of attention to losing a territory. Well, we still have the old Governor's General residence from where we were last under Imperial rule too. The old pro-Erebonian speaker took the place for himself, apparently holding some seriously shady underground auctions there. Omissions like this are a common story, I'm afraid. For the Empire, the shared jurisdiction represents a loss, a humiliation. Thus they gave it less and less prominence in their histories over time, in an attempt to cover it up and diminish its importance. I see. Yeah, that box explains it. Draco's post-war renaissance spurred Calvard on to make a great number of societal changes, many of which led them increasing their own sphere of influence, eventually resulting in a dispute over Crossbell. The tension between the two nations festered throughout the generations, especially on the side of the Erebonians. And the curses bring all that animosity to the forefront. Calvard's revolution was a time of rapid change and upheaval. These things are never exactly simple, but there was one force that was instrumental in overthrowing the old social order. How is your knowledge of international history, Rean? Do you know what it was? Well, that's interesting. I have no idea. I would say the Septian Church, but that would be too much on the nose. This is like specific historic knowledge that we probably addressed it in some part in the game, or read it in one of the books. I just can't remember any of these answers to be right or not, so I'm just gonna say immigrants. A lot of people emigrated to Calvert around that time. They still do to this day, in fact. Indeed, at the time, Calvert was verging on the brink of economic collapse. It's said that the merchant moving in from east gave the revolutionary forces enough financial aid to tip the scales in their favor. There are also rumors that eastern assassins were sent after major leaders on both sides. And so that is how the flow of the people from the east affected Calvert's revolution. That revolution led to Crossbelt autonomous statehood, which in turn led to its struggle for independence and the subsequent re-annexation. The re-annexation had led to Calvert taking military action, and the result of that battle led them to deploy their agents to Hamdall earlier this year. Now I'm starting to see how it all connects to Operation Jormungandr and Mil Mirage. Yeah, and there's more behind the scenes dealing to this than just Erebonians. This isn't really an interview, is it, Mr. Nielsen? It's more like a debriefing. Thanks to you, we now have a much firmer grasp of the content's past, present and future. All these events laid the groundwork for the curse of the Empire to take root. The way you put it, even my becoming the sacrifice for the Great Twilight, sounds like it was inevitable. So that's what this was all about. Mr. Nielsen. Well, you are a key figure in this after all. I simply felt you had a right to know. Though talking through and discussing our various theories was rather enjoyable too. Receive the final volume of the Black Records. Ooh. It's relatively short compared to the others, so it shouldn't take you too long to decipher. In any case, you have my thanks for volunteering your time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must go off in search for my next story. Wait, you're leaving? How? Oh, I've arranged passage with one of the transports passing through from Aragon. They'll take me as far as Milsante. I'm sure I can myself find a train from there. Wow, that's pretty thorough. Do you mind if we tag along? This is just too good to pass up. I've got to tell Rean all about this. Well, it looks like this is where we part ways. But I expect we'll meet again. Perhaps with my commander present next time around. An appealing prospect, to be sure. Thanks for everything, Mr. Nielsen. I feel like my understanding is finally up to speed. I'll try to take a wider perspective of what we're getting ourselves into, going forward. Oh yes, thank you. This has all been very enlightening. The pleasure was all mine. Now then, I bid you farewell. A good guy, no matter how you look at it. Even though he's blind, still extremely influential. Oh, thanks so much, Rean. I'll get right to the translation of the final volume. It'll take me a couple of days, but I'll try to get it done before you have to leave. I appreciate it. Will you be heading back to your Merkaba then? Oh, not yet. I need to go discuss some things with Rosine. Plus, I thought I'd stick around to help with some of the repairs to your Merkaba. Now take care, instructor. Hopefully we meet again sooner instead of later. Well, we did spend 2 years together at Thor's. And that's to count for something, no? Now then, everyone, until we meet again, take care in the meantime. The Practitioner. The Church's techniques are a total mystery even to us. Oh, perhaps, but as long as Grandmother trusts him, that's good enough for me. Phew, that really was a loaded conversation, huh? But everything we learned from it made it worthwhile, wouldn't you say? Yeah, some of it was hard to parse, but I feel like I've gotten my head together now. I won't let all this talk of prophecies and destinies hold me back. Whatever the Black Records say will happen, I'll face it, head on. That's the spirit, and remember, all of us will right be there by your side. Yeah, I'm sure it would have been 2 if I hadn't messed up the second question. I was close though. The Goldia gem. And some more monies. Is it still saying the same? Yeah. And the rest of them are totally gone already. Yes, they're watering the plants. It's not like they're still riding the road here, that we might have just missed them. Alright, so we have all this already done. Raquel, Betlemero. Well, we can check here. Oh yeah, the field exercise campsite. Let's have a look there, shall we? Phew. Now this is what I call a photo op. The night immaculate Sister Rosine hard at work in a glittering airship framed by a perfectly blue sky. Well, at least you're trying to justify your attempt to take pictures of Rosine now. Other than that, you're just the same Rex we knew back at Thor's. But do you know, even you take pictures of the macabre, you can't exactly write about it. Well, if it isn't Toa, mind if I get some, just one picture of you? Maybe one that looks a little more adult? Adult? What do you mean by that? Rex, choose your next words very carefully. Man, there's so many subjects worth interviewing around here. Rosine, Bridget, Toa. Oh, I know. How about you ladies of the new Class VII join in while we're at it? Yeah, I'm gonna stop you right there. We all decline. Yeah, it's too much of a high risk, would you say? Oh, hello everyone. Oh, so this where you were. Oh, I knew about the emergency landing, but I didn't expect to find you here, Bridget. Well, I came running as soon as I heard about what happened. The time I spent at Thor's means a lot to me. I couldn't just ignore you in your time of need. Thank you so much, Bridget. We can use all the help we can get with these repairs. Oh, leave it to me. Mint taught me a lot about orbital science. I'm actually rather handy. So, the Cross Ranger, wasn't it? You've been with them this whole time, Rosine. I'd love to hear more about some of the work you've done. I'm afraid I'm not allowed to go into too much detail. Oh, that's okay. I know things can be when you're sworn to secrecy. But my help would be worth a story or two, don't you think? Looks like Bridget twisted her arm. Well, she may not look like it, but she's quite a negotiator. Anyway, it's going to be really handy to have the macabre back in working order. Good luck with the repairs, girls. Thanks, and we'll give it our best. Good luck to you too. I'll see you again soon, okay? It's encouraging to know Bridget will be working with us. And speaking of encouragement, some supplies have just arrived from Ordos Cathedral. It seems that even the Archbishop is looking out for us. We're truly blessed. Thanks to all of this, we can get the repair started ahead of schedule. Oh, my support is not going to waver. No matter what happens with Rosine, she'll always be my friend. What's more, she does seem quite knowledgeable about the Empire's curse. Maybe I should ask her about Ellen later. Oh, you can definitely ask her. She will be more than happy to answer your questions. Seems that the thing... Ooh, can we? Why not? Well, no issues with the Mana engine heavily chariot. Bridge preparations are proceeding apace as well. That said, there are some specialized parts we need. I better contact the Foundation immediately and have some sent over. The Racama's construction is quite unique. We will have some need some specialized parts. I'd better contact the Foundation immediately and have some them send some over. Yeah, I wonder how busy people are in here. It's not gonna be as many people as there used to be, of course. I'm just checking to see if there's no shiny here. Ooh. Secret shower time in Nevercraven.
This is nice.
Was it necessary? Probably not. Nice big old view. Would be a great picture for Rex though, let's be honest. Usage of this computer appears to have been suspended. Anything else we can play around with here? Or was just that one person doing the repairs? It does seem like that, doesn't it? Alright, doesn't matter. I came running as soon as I heard. This isn't looking good. The engine and orbital energy system has sustained considerable damage. It's going to take a lot of time to repair. I see. The central heavenly chariot is fine, so getting things back to normal is definitely possible. Now that we're here, I'll dig deep and once again find the courage I know I have to get us through this. You can rest easy, I promise. I need to check the engine and the all energy systems, and then find the necessary repair parts. I also need to confer with Rean. He's inspecting the inside of the ship. Alright. Quick check if there's nothing here. Nothing shiny, nothing in a chest. No, I think that's it. Alright, then I will leave the episode here. On the next one, we'll definitely be doing the cryptid, because, yeah, that quest with Nielsen, very interesting. Did take a little bit long, but it's more than fine. We needed that information, we needed that clarity. And that definitely helped for what's coming next. So for now, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time.
Now.
Until then, bye bye.